One of the biggest things people are missing in their business right now is you guys are selling one-to-one all the time, right? What I want you to do is I want you to start selling one-to-many, right? So I want you teaching in front of audiences, and it doesn't even have to be a big audience. It could be 5 people, it could be 10 people, it could be 3 people. It doesn't matter how many people it is. The point is, I want to get you guys maximizing your time by doing buyer, seller, and investor classes, okay? This is a very big deal. So let's talk about why this works. First of all, it builds instant credibility and trust. Actually, let me take a step back. Before I even tell you about why it works, understand this. You guys all have a sphere of influence, right? If you have a sphere of influence, say yes. Okay, so watch this. You've got your sphere of influence, and let's say you've got, the average nationally is going to be about 250 people in your sphere of influence. Here's the thing. Those people are going to buy one house every 10 to 14 years from you, okay? That sucks. Okay, I mean, it's great, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing, and you can make the average, the lifetime value of those people, by the time you have their transactions, the people they refer, transactions, etc., the lifetime value of that person is about $1 million in commission income 20 years ago. I don't even know what the number is today. I haven't done the math on it, but I can tell you when I did the math 20 years ago, it worked out to about $1 million per person that's in my sphere of influence. And that's if they only buy one house every 10 to 14 years and they refer a few people to you, and those people refer a few people to you, right? Well, watch this. What if we could get those people, instead of doing one house every 10 to 14 years, what if we could get each one of them doing 1 to 4 houses per year? How would that change your business? What if you just had 10 or 20 people that did that much volume with you? And we're not talking about looking for professional investors that are going to go out and buy, houses at 65 cents on the dollar and do 50 deals a year. I don't want those guys. They're a pain in the neck, right? I seriously don't even want those guys. They're too much trouble. They're not worth it. I'd much rather work with mom and pop and just help them beat the stock market, which is really easy to do, right? With real estate investing and virtually any market. Now, some of your markets are like mine in Seattle, Washington, right? Where I can't buy a house there and have a cash flow unless I put a ton of money down and buy the interest rate down and all kinds of stuff. But what I can do is I can help other people beat the stock market, even in Seattle. Even as upside down as it is there, you're still beating the stock market by a wide margin. So teaching these things really makes a difference. There's 3 seminars we want to teach. We want to do buyer, seller, and investor. So the credibility is an easy piece, right? When you're in front of the room and you're the person speaking, first of all, you only need to know 75% more than 75% of the people in the room, and you're the expert, okay? It's not that difficult. Okay? And I know this sounds silly, right? But it's true, right? And there's always going to be that knucklehead in the room that thinks they know more than you, okay? Don't worry about it. Just keep teaching, okay? Just keep going. As you're standing up in the front of the room, they immediately see you as the expert, and that immediately comes with trust. And remember we talked about last session, right? Is building that relationship on trust is far more important than getting people to like you. So when you're teaching, focus on building that trust. It's all about value and trust. All right. Now, one-to-many leverage versus one-to-one consults, that's pretty easy to understand, right? You're going to get a lot more business doing it one-to-many. All right. Now, it attracts motivated leads. Think about this. Somebody that says, if somebody's raised their hand and said, hey, I want to go to a seminar and I want to learn about what it's like to buy a house in today's market, or I want to learn about what it takes to sell my house and get top dollar for it, or hey, I want to learn about investing in real estate, right? Any of these things, they've raised their hand and said they want to learn about this. You deliver exactly what they asked for. These people are motivated. They're not asking for this because they're thinking about doing something 2 years from now. They're asking, and they're coming to an event because they're thinking about doing something now. These are very highly motivated. They're high intent, high cash conversion cycle leads, right? Or short cash conversion cycle leads. All right. Now, we want to convert the attendees to appointments and appointments to clients. I got to be clear about this because so often people try and go convert attendees to clients. That's not how it works, okay? Convert them to an appointment and then convert them from an appointment to a client. So your goal with each event that you do is how many one-on-one appointments can I get following the class, okay? And so, same thing with recruiting. For those of you that recruit to a downline team or a brokerage, your goal when you have conversation with somebody over the phone, it's not to recruit them to your downline team or brokerage. It's to bring them a ton of value, set up a face-to-face, and then when you do the face-to-face, bring them a ton of value, right? Do 45 minutes of value, make it a coaching call, right? Like just coach them, help them out. And then you say, wow, based on all the stuff you said, it looks like, you're struggling with this, and this. That just happens to be the stuff that we can solve for you. you might be a great fit for our team. Would you be opposed to looking at joining our team? Fantastic. And then you close them on joining your team or downline or brokerage or whatever it is. All right. Marketing channels. This is important. How do I get people to my seminars, right? How am I going to get them to go there? Well, SOI obviously is very easy, and you'll be surprised how many of the people in your sphere of influence will want to come, right? Even if they have a brother, sister, mother, cousin that's in the business, right? Or best friend that's in the business. You'd be surprised. They'll still come to your class. And if they do, and you know that their mother or cousin or whatever is an agent, dude, let me just tell you, you just learned they don't trust them. Does that make sense? They might like them, but they don't trust them. So SOI is a big one. And we're going to call, we're going to text, we're going to email, we're going to post it on our social media, right? Facebook, Instagram ads. If I run $50 to $100 in social media ads for this event, I'm going to get a ton of people, right? Just doing that, if I run the right content to the right audience, I'll be able to get some people to that event. Eventbrite and Facebook events, also very good. One of the things that's really nice about Eventbrite is you can email through Eventbrite, and you can email an unlimited number of people through Eventbrite, even if it's a cold list. Now, be careful with this. Do not use your domain name as that email domain that you're sending from. Does this make sense? Like, don't even put it in the body of the email. And why? Because if you do, your domain will get spammed out, okay? Eventbrite's not going to get spammed out, but you will. So be very careful with that. Any questions so far? Okay, all right. Vendor partners, lenders, title, inspectors, okay? You want to invite them. Now, here's the thing. Do not invite them to speak, okay? They're going to screw it up. I'm just telling you, okay? They'll talk too long about nothing that nobody's interested in, and they'll screw it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody cares about your lender's rates. They don't even understand mortgage. They don't want to hear about your lender's rates. It means nothing to them, okay? And so you want to invite those people to be there and to help drive traffic to the event, but they're not there to speak, okay? All right. Weekly social posts, do a countdown. Like, you've seen how we do this for our events, right? So you want to do, 3 days to listing agent boot camp, 4 days to listing agent boot camp, right? You're counting down leading up to the event. Okay, there's only one more day, right? And you just keep doing this in your social to the same audience. It's important that you're doing that to your targeted audience, okay? Because if you just do it random people are going to see it. But if you do it to your target audience, they see it over and over and over and over again, and it sticks in their mind. And things change. Those plans they had on Thursday night might change, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Maybe I will go to this thing. It keeps coming up on my feed. Maybe I'll just go to it, right? All right, Parks and Rec departments. This is a good one. I actually got a lot of business out of the Parks and Rec departments. I mean, a ton. So most Parks and Rec departments throughout the country do adult education classes, right? So literally, all you do is you go to the Parks and Rec department and say, hey, I'd like to teach a class for home buyers. And by the way, I'm saying buyers, not first-time buyers. That's very important, okay? But you tell them, you say, hey, I want to teach a class for home buyers. I do this all over the state or whatever. Would you guys let me do one through the Parks and Rec department? And what they do is they put out a magazine, like they put a schedule out of all their classes. Usually it's quarterly. So they'll send this thing out every quarter, and they'll put your class in there, and you go do it at one of their facilities, and you'd be surprised. I mean, if all they did was get you 4 or 5 people out to each one of your events, that's an additional 4 or 5 people that are going to be there now on top of the ones you invite, and those are free. And they're people that weren't in your sphere of influence, people that are brand new to you, and now you bring them in, you treat them like your sphere, and all of a sudden, boom, done. You're getting a ton of referrals. It makes it like this is a hidden gem. This is one that most people miss. Another one is adult education providers. Some of you have like the learning annex in your area. There may be other places like that. A lot of those places have gone to online classes, but some of them still do in-person classes. Those are the ones you're looking for. So just all you gotta do is get on your favorite AI product, your favorite generative engine, and ask it what adult education providers in your area. Local colleges, believe it or not, do a lot of classes like this. Now, we're not looking for real estate 101, how to sell real estate, although if you're recruiting to a downline team or brokerage, that is a great recruiting option to be able to offer those classes at colleges as well. But these are great ones because a lot of people that are not actually students at the school get at some of the colleges, especially your community colleges, we'll offer classes to people that are not students at the school that are just like evening classes on various topics. It's great, another great place to market. Club Wealth is the only coaching company on the planet that will literally guarantee that you will double your income or make at least an extra $100,000 your first year coaching with us, or we will give you 100% of your investment back. Click the link below, sign up for the appropriate tier level, and let's get you a strategy session today. And I promise you, I 100% guarantee you, promise you that you will walk away with a heart full of gratitude for the time that we took for you, because you got so much value out of that call. Schedule your strategy session today. I promise you'll be glad you did.